The best engine in the world? Well, that actually depends. Exactly. The biggest problem you've had with this car, if of course we can call it a big problem.
Let's be honest. As an aside, it's going to be the dual mass flywheel that tends to fail very quickly.
Yeah, there's the 16 valve and the 8 valve. The 16 valve has cylinder heads that are porous and can even crack. I know our reliability sheets don't rate it well. Ladies and gentlemen, hello, welcome to this new video. Did you see it in the thumbnail? Today, we're going to talk about the Audi A3 8P. You have it right in front of you, so obviously we're going to talk about reliability and experience in this video. If you want to come with your car to talk to me, and of course talk to those watching the video about the reliability of your car, whether it's a sports car or an ordinary daily driver, even a sports car for the average person, all right? Don't hesitate, whether it's a Clio 4.3, a 208, really, any car you can think of, don't hesitate. There's a little email in the description, so feel free to send a quick email. And today it's Enzo who's right here.
Hi Baptiste.
Hi Enzo, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
Yeah, great, thanks for coming. You're welcome. So, with your Audi A3 8P...
Loyal steed, yes.
Exactly. Wait, you're from Cahors?
That's right.
We're in Brive-la-Gaillarde, so now you know if you should come or if you have to come. So thanks for coming once again. Don't hesitate to give us a thumbs up, of course. Audi A3 8P, isn't that a car that everyone wanted to have at some point in their life?
I think so.
From our generation anyway. You're younger than me. Yeah, but still. But I think the Audi A3, I've always wanted one. And I think that many of you watching, either you've already had one or you want one. And that's perfect because we're going to talk about it. It's obviously the best known Audi A3 engine.
It's a 2-liter TDI 140.
2-liter TDI 140, man, the best engine in the world. Well, the best engine in the world. It depends. We're going to talk about that exactly. But overall, well, I know that on our reliability sheets, the 2-liter TDI 140 doesn't get a great rating because there are still quite a few issues, especially the cylinder head, for example, which is porous on some of them. But we'll see that this one isn't like that. Audi A3 8P, what I notice is that it's a 3-door and you don't see 3-door S anymore. And what I also notice is that it has some nice rims. Personally, I really like these rims. And when I was looking at Audi A3S, because there was a time when I would have liked to buy a little Audi A3 8P and it has some nice rims. So right away, we can talk about it. The shocks aren't stock.
So it has coilovers from AP suspension?
Front and rear, that's right. Okay, so it lowers it a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, let's say I'm not at the maximum settings, but it's down about 35 or so, yeah.
Still, okay, all right, you can really see it in the back, yeah.
That's right.
But yes, it's fine, I can get through everywhere. Yes, you can still get over the speed bumps and all that, fortunately.
Especially in Cahors, I think it's the same as in Brive. It's country roads and speed bumps that are 8 meters high.
Ah, yes, that can get through anywhere. I think it's the same everywhere.
France isn't doing well in that area, in my opinion.
Exactly. By the way, don't hesitate to tell us the size of your speed bumps, really, don't hesitate. If you have an Audi A3 8P with a TDI engine or even a gasoline engine, today we're talking about the 2-liter TDI, feel free to mention it in the comments. If you've had one, share your experience, how long you've had it, and any issues. Don't hesitate, it's always interesting. The idea, once again, is to talk about cars, reliability, and to help you, the viewers, choose your next car, for sure. And maybe it will be an Audi A3 8P. What we're going to do, so something we can notice right away, the headlights. It's important, obviously, when we're talking about buying a car. You can see that the headlights on the Audi A3 8P end up turning yellow.
A little bit, yeah.
There you go. So you have to polish them. There are a few ways to do it. Either you polish them and leave them like that, but it comes back. You can put a clear coat on, but if it's not done well, the clear coat will crack, which is kind of annoying. Or you can change the headlights, but that might be a bit expensive.
A bit more expensive. In my case, they're already a bit, let's say they've picked up some micro cracks, so they'll be replaced. Okay.
Can you open the hood for me?
Of course.
That way we can talk about the engine right away.
Moteur de litre.
2 TDI, 2 liters TDI, 8 valves, yeah. And there are 2 engines on these.
On the 140 engine, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And there's one that has the DPF, the particulate filter, and the other one doesn't. That's right. And this one has the DPF.
DPF?
Unfortunately, or have you never had any problems? You've never had issues? I forgot to ask, how long have you had it and how many kilometers have you driven?
I've had it for 3 years and I've done about 60,000 kilometers.
Okay, so you've driven it a lot, so you have a good, there you go, that'll give us a good sense of this car, and that's cool. So this engine, this famous 2-liter, which has a particulate filter, and it's an 8 valve, that's right, okay, there you go.
You can clearly see on the valve cover that the BKD, the 16 valve engine with cylinder head problems, has a much larger head because it has two camshafts. It's simple.
It's true that the cylinder head and the engine are smaller, well, the fuel filter and the alternator, which in my opinion isn't old, on this one. And so the problem with these 2-liter TDIs is that the DPF is in the back next to the turbo. So when you have to change it, when you have to clean it, when you have to change the turbo, it's a real pain. That's it. There's still plenty of space up front.
The BKD is simpler.
On the other hand, well, yeah, I guess. Is it in the front? No.
It's still in the back at the bottom, but much more accessible. To remove the DPF for preventive cleaning, you need to drop the front suspension assembly and lower the subframe a bit to access both the catalytic converter and turbo.
Man, such a hassle. It's not meant to be repaired, but that's often the case. It's often like that, unfortunately.
And it's a shame, you know.
Second question. Well, second question. There are only 2 questions left. What is the biggest problem you've had with this car? If, of course, we can call that a big problem. A big problem.
A problem, and I really have to put this in parentheses, would be the flywheel, which is a dual mass, and it tends to wear out very quickly. Once it hits about 150,000 or 160,000, it really starts to develop play. You shouldn't wait too long to change it.
You had it replaced. I had it replaced.
Yes.
And you put in a dual mass again. That's right. Well, after that, there you go. That's it. There are 2 schools of thought. Different strokes for different folks. There are 2 schools of thought.
It's about, let's say, driving comfort.
You can put in a single mass clutch and you'll end up with vibrations that you don't have with the dual mass.
But it's more durable.
Exactly. So there are no springs, there's no dual mass effect, and honestly, if you change it at 150,000 the dual mass, you'll get another 150,000 kilometers out of it. Roughly, yes. Yeah, it's not, I mean, honestly, it's the next guy's problem. That's it. At some point,
everyone, if we reach 300,000, yes.
That's already good. That's not bad. So you did the timing belt at the same time, I imagine. You already did it. Did you do it at the same time? Yes. How much did it cost you? You had it done, I assume. I had it done. Yes. Okay.
So
to you, basically?
Right. Basically, roughly speaking, we're more or less at parts and labor. For everything, we're around 1,200 euros, 1,300 euros.
A little more? Okay, go ahead. Honestly, it's fine because there's a lot of work here.
He was a good friend of my father's, so he also gave me a small discount.
But I think you should be able to find garages that do it for about 1,200 bucks. What takes time is the gearbox and then the timing belt.
There, it comes off easily, yes.
Because on top of that, it's 8 valves, so you only have 1 camshaft. That's right, that makes the job quicker, so that's pretty good. And then I see that it's still relatively easy to access. There's your oil filter. That's the oil cap, and I guess the plug is underneath. You remove the panel, and then you can do an oil change pretty easily. Good to know this process.
That I do myself.
There you have it. It just costs the price of oil and an oil filter.
Oil filter, that's it.
Do you replace the diesel filter regularly?
Every oil change.
Great. Usually they recommend every other oil change. It's affordable.
Correct. While I'm at it, I do it.
Yes, that's it. No, but you're right. You're absolutely right. And so we were talking about it earlier. On some versions, well, it's very difficult. Well, it's very difficult. No, there's the 16 valve and the 8 valve. The 16 valve one has cylinder heads that are porous and they can even crack, but mostly they're porous. So actually, in the end, there aren't even any cracks. It's really the aluminum that's of poor quality or of a quality. I'm not sure if it's bad, but anyway, it's something to watch out for. How can you tell? Well, maybe you
can tell by the cylinder head number, for example.
That's it, exactly.
There are certain cylinder head serial numbers that are engraved right around here. Yes, and you have to check everything, that's it.
And anyway, if you're looking for an 8P with a 2-liter TDI 140, you don't have the same engine at all. You actually have a cylinder head that's much wider. The main thing actually, the question is if you're looking for a car like this one, to check first of all in the coolant if there's no oil. Check the cap to see if there's any milky residue, but that's not always the case.
Especially the smoke at the back.
And the smoke at the back, obviously. When everything mixes together, of course, it won't produce normal smoke. So there you go. So no particular problem. Your DPF, you still drive. Most of the time when you use it, you take long trips. It's really important, obviously, when you buy a diesel, especially when there's a DPF, to drive it. We made a video this morning, even if it won't be in the same order for you, about a Peugeot that has a DPF, but since it doesn't get driven, the DPF is shot, obviously. And it's a bit complicated. So when you buy a diesel, well, it's not necessarily about driving a lot, like I always say. It's just that at least, I'd say once a month, you should take it on long trips. That way, it heats up the engine, cleans it out, and it does its regeneration. A diesel engine is complex. Well,
engines basically for the DPF needs to heat up to be really efficient, otherwise it just gets clogged.
Exactly. Otherwise it doesn't regenerate properly. Anyway, you have to drive, that's what we always say, and it can't be repeated enough. I notice a small fuse because there must be a little speaker inside. That's right, with an amp and a sub. It's okay. Listen, as for the engine, I think we've said quite a bit unless you have something to add. Maintenance is easy, like oil changes, yes.
Recently, I replaced all 4 glow plugs. It was easy. They're right in front. I used a bit of WD-40 just in case they were stuck. At first, I couldn't see them, but they're actually very accessible.
Yes, it's really easy.
Yes.
Yes. Actually, this engine is really cool. You see the valves for maintenance like oil changes, fuel filter, oil filter, the glow plugs.
I did the switch too.
Yes, you see, that's what I thought. Yes, I could see it was really clean. It's clean. Yes, okay. No, honestly, it's still easy. As for the tires, I guess you've already changed them.
No, after all this time, I'm just driving on the cords, that's all. No, there.
We're on 225, 45, 17 with these nice little rims. I really like these little rims. Tell me in the comments what you think. You were saying you were at 180 for the set.
180 euros for the set of tires.
Here, it's hard compound. That's what you told me.
Eagle F1 asymmetric 6 to be precise.
That's precise, all of that?
Then there are options for all prices.
Anyway, yes, that's it.
People all have their own opinions on tire brands and types.
At least pick a good brand or it gets slippery.
It's still a safety feature.
Yes, it's the 410 centimeter patches touching the ground under the whole car. So it's good to put something that grips the road. Avoid 50-buck tires in that size because with 50-buck tires in a highway turn, it's a bit dangerous.
Afterwards, it was raining the whole way. I came
calm, really calm. How often do you change them when they're hard like that? Do you know, or not really?
Given the roads we've just finished.
There you go.
It's a country road, like Abri. I go through a set of front tires. I do about 20 to 25,000 kilometers, 25,000 at most.
You already replaced the brake discs and pads, right?
So in the back, yes, because I had a little problem. Well, my dad had a little problem with this car, a caliper that got stuck.
Ah, well, definitely, okay.
There you go, classic, just on the handbrake mechanism, so everything was changed. Rear disc and pads were changed. It's about 60 euros for a pair of discs, and let's say 40 euros for the pads.
Yeah, that's still, and who did that? Yeah, okay.
Cool. I did it with my dad for the rear, and for the front, I did the pads and discs now for the next service. All right, okay. So we have about 100 euros for the set of front Brembo discs. Well, there you go, prices are all over the place.
Yes, so what's good is that on these cars, there are a lot of parts.
It's really common and it's still the Volkswagen group.
There you go, you can replace the brake pads and discs yourself.
That's kind of the thing, it's the bits, let's say. It's the Volkswagen bits, it's not Torx, it's the 12-point.
The 12-point Torx, yeah, it's good, you mentioned that, there you go. Because that's really the thing. If you have an Audi, a Volkswagen, and you start working to remove the caliper in the back or the pivots there, it's 12 points, so you need to think about buying it beforehand, because otherwise you'll start taking things apart and you'll end up looking like an idiot because you won't be able to take them off.
It happened to me the first time, well.
But don't worry, just like everyone else. Me too, at the very beginning, when I got my first Touran, I wanted to do it. I went back up, then I said, okay, I'll go buy the part, the tool, and then we'll see. That's it. In any case, lots of good information, I'm glad. So inside this little Audi, so obviously this little Audi, I wouldn't dare say that though. This little Audi. So the seat obviously is manual. The steering wheel isn't original then, no.
Mine was a bit too worn out, so I took the opportunity and got myself a little stock of parts.
A little logo, a small S-line steering wheel, there you go. You had the same buttons, that's it, there's nothing to do. Just remove the airbag, the horn, that's right. Unscrew it and put it back. Another one.
Speaking of airbags.
Does this one have the Takata issue too? Yes, they're everywhere, sadly. Did you get it replaced? No.
Mine's part of the recall.
All right, so you're waiting for the third
quarter of 2026.
You could die 12 times by then. That's good. Until 2026, there you go. That famous stalk, we all know it, especially if we've had a Volkswagen or a Golf, an Audi from that generation. Speed limiter.
Cruise control, exactly.
Cruise control, yes. You only have cruise control? You don't have the speed limiter? No. Okay. So here we have the tachometer, the speedometer, the water temperature, and the fuel gauge. 186,000 kilometers, we know that, you told us earlier. What specific options do you have? Well, automatic climate control, obviously, there you go.
Dual zone.
Dual zone. Did you replace the screen because you didn't have one, or what was there before?
It was just a basic single DIN car radio, let's say. So I changed the whole console. Okay, it's easy to do, yes.
You put a nice little trim back on, there you go.
I tried to make it as neat as possible with the,
Do you have Android Auto, CarPlay and everything? Yes.
That's right, it's Pioneer. Okay.
All right.
Pioneer, CarPlay, Android Auto, there you go. After that, it's wired only.
Yeah, that's already not bad, that's already good.
It makes coffee very well.
Yeah, I can imagine. It also works as a coffee machine.
I open the bean box and espresso pours out.
That's not bad. 6-speed. The 6-speed is nice because on the highway, of course, it uses a little less fuel. And then, unless you have something specific to tell us about the interior, is there maybe a little option or something you would have liked to have on this car?
I wanted the black headliner and pillars, but they're only on the S line.
And of course, you're lucky enough to have the headliner that's coming off.
Yeah, I feel like I have a sailboat.
Welcome to the club of headliners coming off on Volkswagens and Audis from that era.
Leather interior, for example, because here...
You have fabric, yes. Well, the leather interior.
Now...
Manual adjustment, all right, okay. Because you have it, yes, you got it from a...
I got quite a few parts, okay.
In the back, there isn't much space since it's a 3-door.
That's normal. The seat here is pushed way back. I've vacationed with 4 people before.
Oh, really? Yeah, okay, all right, with 4 people?
4, all right.
All right, it went well.
Yes, it's pretty straightforward.
The small ashtray, there you go. Cigarette lighter, always interesting to know what kind of socket there is because sometimes you want to plug in a screen, something, your phone. Everything inside works fine. There were no ventilation issues. Yes, just one. What is it?
The actuator that controls the temperature.
Okay, on the left is the air conditioning temperature, or heating mostly.
Left side?
All right, okay, so what kind of problem did that cause you? Oh, but nothing was working on the left side?
Yes, it was only the temperature. It was stuck on hot. I had the Sahara Desert on one side and Antarctica on the other.
All right.
Okay, and it's a pain to change.
You changed it? So what's involved?
I had to take apart the whole center console. And actually, it's right by your foot next to the gas pedal.
Okay, so there's a lot of work. You have to take everything apart and then that's it. Okay, and how much does the part cost?
The part costs around 60 euros.
You can find it easily, yes?
On websites, brand new when it comes to parts.
We're in good shape.
At BEG, it has that appeal.
There's only what's needed. Is that original? Yes. It's beautiful. I never realized that.
So depending on the finish, you have different colors. There's what they call piano black and there's the wood trim color.
Yes, of course.
Color like brushed aluminum for the spline.
All right, that's it. There you go. And you don't have the brushed aluminum look.
However, no, I don't have the brushed aluminum look. Not the brushed aluminum look. It's ambition.
Okay, all right.
In terms of finish, the only thing where you notice it is the ambition. It has fabric seats, but they're a bit more contoured than the base version, let's say Ambiente.
Yes, all right. Okay. So yeah, in terms of options, what are you missing? Apart from the leather seats, maybe like you...
We're saying I would have liked the sunroof.
Yes, it has a sunroof too.
It opens, yes. Okay, all right, options.
Yes, I imagine. But, well, after all, it has what it needs. It more than has what it needs. Well, listen, let's start it up first. Impeccable. You can hear the classic TDI. Next, we'll take a short drive. You're just handing me the wheel?
Of course.
No problem. Great. Impeccable. Go ahead. Let's go see what it says, the good old TDI.
Make yourself at home if you want to push it a bit.
Do you smell the lime here? Yeah, it's fine.
It still has time to heat up?
Yeah, like I said, we've tried quite a few TDIs.
Authorization?
More than widespread. That one?
Yes, it's good for everyday use. Yes. Except for, let's say, urban use. It's not really made for that, but let's say like all diesels more or less.
Obviously, diesel is made for driving.
Exactly, well...
Originally. That said, that hasn't always been the case, but no.
Either way, they use that in city cars like the Polo.
Yes, all that. The fuel consumption, is that what's there? 5.9, yes?
Per 100. I pushed it a little.
Yes, already, that's not much. No, that's not much. 5.9.
Just to give you an idea, let's say in urban use, so red light, first gear, second gear, red light, first gear, second gear, we're around 6.5 liters, about 6.7 on average.
Yes, okay, all right, there you go.
Then, let's say on regular roads like this, at a steady speed of about 80 kilometers per hour, we're around 5.3 liters, 5.4 liters. And on the highway, we tend to hit more like 5.5 or 5.6 liters, which is very, very reasonable at, of course, the legal speed. Legal, that's right, exactly.
All right, also the 6-speed gearbox is great for highways.
Cruise control, that's it, start the music.
It's a solid 2-liter turbo diesel with good torque and pickup. So far, everything's fine.
I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, no, it's a great engine. There's nothing to complain about.
Going on vacation.
Oh, well, it doesn't use much fuel.
Sportback family. Yes, the doors in the back.
It's that type. Oh, yes, of course.
In terms of size, it's not really yes.
No, it's fine. You do feel a bit lower than in a regular Audi A3 even while driving. I feel that I'm lower than usual, but even with the coilovers, it's not very, very stiff. Honestly, it's fine.
For those who want to replace them, AP suspension works very well. Yes, for regular use, let's say. We're not talking about competitive use.
With an Audi A3 TDI, this...
That won't be its purpose. That's not the goal. No, that's not the goal. Absolutely not. We just passed another one.
A3 8Ps are everywhere.
There are plenty of them.
They want to kill him. The insurance, go ahead, tell me.
Insurance, currently I have a 28% no claims bonus. I've been insured for 6 years, yes.
Okay, no accidents, at least none reported.
That's it, exactly. Declared. We're looking at around 77 euros for full coverage.
It's full coverage, okay?
I'm on the full coverage comfort plan at 600 euros. Yes, it's gone up.
Etc. 77 euros, that's fine, it's not bad. For full coverage, that's fine.
You chose the cheapest ones, right? You're with the math.
Okay, all right, you still insured it for full coverage. I have no idea how much it's worth today. He tells us it must be worth about 5,000 euros with 186,000 kilometers.
Around 4,000 to 5,000. I don't want to be inaccurate.
Okay, no, but honestly, it was interesting. And well, it's true that once again, people talk about diesels, but I mean, it barely uses any fuel. Yes, it pollutes, but anyway. There's a DPF, so that's already good. One less problem, yes, that's it. But well, between 5 and 6 liters at most, even when pushing it a bit, honestly.
I've already tried, great.
How many kilometers do you get on a full tank? What's the record you've done? Record? Yes. First, how many liters does it take? 55, I'll say 50, okay.
55, and that's bone dry.
55?
Okay, so let's say a good full tank until the end of the reserve. I did about 950 kilometers.
Okay, that's cool, honestly.
With a lot of use, let's say, to go to the Landes. Yes, yes.
So?
The country road is straight. Even while driving, trying to push it, I've already tried to see how high it could go. The most I got while pushing it was, let's say, 7 liters, 7.2 liters.
Yes, then.
It's not made for that, it's a diesel.
It's not meant for the track, no, but it's interesting to have the real fuel consumption numbers and then the ones that, when you know what you're putting in. So come on, how much did you fill up for? About 70 euros.
A little less? About that, yes, that's it. At about €1.50 a litre, I put in 50 litres, around 60, 70 euros, let's say.
So kilometers, almost 1,000 kilometers, and you could maybe do more if you really drove like 130 straight, no secondary roads or anything?
Yes, I think it's possible. After that, it depends. Some people manage to do a lot less. Yes, of course, it depends on the type of road, that's it. Obviously, on country roads, let's say, like this, yes.
Okay, electric windows, electric mirrors, central locking, obviously.
Defrosting the mirrors too when it's 5 degrees out, just by pressing this little button.
Yes, it defrosts both the rear window and mirrors at once. Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
And then, if you want, of course, you can subscribe and give us a thumbs up. And if you want to come talk to us about your ride, your daily car, or your sports car, we love cars, so we obviously love sports cars too. But yes, even a car, on the contrary, especially a daily car, don't hesitate. There's an email address in the description. In the subject line, just put the car and we'll be happy to reply. Anyway, thank you. And well, have a safe trip back to Cahors then.
Yes, thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.